There has never been a better time than now to come join the Bellisio Foods team. Bellisio has a new contract in place with plenty of awesome perks for their employees. From increased wages, access to the free health clinic, vacation after 6 months, and much more, Bellisio Foods is committed to putting their employees first. For more information or to apply, visit BellisioFoods.com/careers. Take advantage of these great new employee benefits and join the Bellisio team today. Visit BellisioFoods.com/careers to learn more. Never have our community heroes been more worthy of recognition than today, and Wendy's is here to show thanks for all they do with a free breakfast for a year giveaway. Starting Monday, November 15th through December 9th, we want you to nominate the individuals you feel have gone above and beyond. Just go to yourtotalmedia.com/community heroes and give us a line or two about why someone you know deserves free Wendy's breakfast for a year as part of Wendy's Thank You Thursdays campaign throughout this holiday season. That's right, our community heroes have the opportunity to win free breakfast for a year from Wendy's, which includes a delicious breakfast combo. We'll select a community hero every week on Thursday, and you'll hear their inspiring stories on the air. You can nominate anyone who's made an impact in our community. Wendy's wants to reward our dedicated and hardworking individuals because these heroes have kept our communities together and running. Make your nomination today at yourtotalmedia.com/community heroes, and Wendy's will be providing free breakfast for a year to those deserving individuals.
Well, happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. Of course, Jennifer here to start off our morning news update. And Pete Wilson, we let him out of the building for a moment, which means our good friend Phil Buffington and friend are here today to do the morning news update. And so, Phil, who is your friend over here?
This is my son, Parker Buffington. He's 6. He has the day off school today. He's a student at Southview, but they're out an extra day for Thanksgiving break, so he wanted to come with his fat dad and be on television this morning.
What? No, it is so good to meet you, Parker. I've heard so much about you.
It's so good to meet you, too.
Thank you. And Parker actually was going to help you with the news this morning. But the cool thing was, what did you get to do over the weekend that you were telling me about?
Play video games.
What else?
That is always fun. He has the Switch thing, which we talked about.
A ton of stuff.
And we have a retro pie, too, which is all the old games. All in one. It's pretty cool. But where did we go? What did we go watch?
What were we talking about earlier?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had told me, and I didn't realize this, that you actually got to see the original Ghostbusters last year. So which movie did you like better?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us tell us kind of about the movie. Can you give us like what it was about?
Yeah. It was about like ghosts, and the first thing that started, it was like this guy in a car, and he just crashed it, and he found this ghost that was covered in smoke.
Wow. And then where did the Ghostbusters come in and save the day?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Had the original Ghostbusters in it, too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. And I was asking you about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because I haven't seen the movie yet. And you said that he's in it, but not as big, right?
Yeah.
He's not ginormous like he was in the first one.
No, he was just in the marshmallow bag.
Oh, he's in the marshmallow bag.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Parker, how old are you?
6.
6. You're in the first grade?
Yeah.
No, you're in kindergarten.
No.
Oh, you're in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Okay. And you go to Southview.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us, who's your teacher?
Miss Whetstone. She's married to John Robinson.
Okay. Very good.
He's a name dropper already.
I guess so. Like father, like son. And you are just too cute. And tell us what your favorite part of school is.
Every part.
You love school?
He does like school.
Yeah.
That's so good. What's your
didn't get
favorite
that from me.
subject to do?
A bunch of stuff.
Yeah? Very good. You don't hear kids like school very much. That's so good. I bet your teacher is wonderful.
Yeah.
She is a good teacher.
Yeah. Do you like recess?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. That was always one of my favorites, too.
Yeah.
So what are you, as you're 6 years old, what are you thinking about asking Santa for Christmas?
You got a few things listed on your letter here. He hasn't finished his letter to Santa yet, but he does have his Total Media Dear Santa letter here.
Okay.
And so far, you have said you wanted a new car for kids, which you already have one or two of those. A telescope, binoculars, a dart gun, and an iPhone of his own, which he usually just uses mine.
That one broke.
The old one broke, but
Yeah.
which one do you want? The car?
Yeah.
Oh, the car broke? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he needs an updated wheels.
Well, he needs a new car. He's 6.
So he's got a few things down, but we're still working on it. You've been a pretty good boy this year. You're always pretty good. And he says that he's sure that it's pretty cool in the North Pole too. He wanted Santa to know that he thinks his icy digs up there are pretty cool.
Well, we'll see if we can't get that letter to Santa, and then you'll have to watch, and maybe he'll read your letter on the TV right here.
Yeah.
When he's in here in the studio.
He's going to come in and read all these letters.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? So, have you gotten to see Santa yet this year?
No.
Not yet this year.
Not yet. It's kind of early. He's still getting ready to come and start talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might get to see him next weekend because we're going to go cover the Lions Parade in Wellston, and they're going to have the Christmas Treats on Wellston Streets event, which they've had, I think, for the past 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. Other than last year, of course, but
Right.
everything got canceled last year. So.
But Santa will be there during that parade, and we'll get to walk around the streets and see the carolers and stop in some of the businesses and see what kind of deals they have.
Yeah.
And then he'll have his time set up in Jackson too, where he's out at Manpower Park. I know
Heck
he's
yeah.
got some time.
Heck yeah.
You've
You
seen
might
him
get
there
to
a few
see him a
times.
couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him at the park.
Yeah, we saw him at the park before.
Yeah. My daddy thought he was a statue.
There was no one there. It was last year, I think.
Yeah.
And there was no one in the park, and they had the little house set up, and the guy was in there. He'd obviously been without anyone by for a while, so he was just kind of chilling out. And I didn't, given the
You're like, is that real
Yeah.
real Santa or is that a statue Santa?
He came too and welcomed us in. So
I'm glad Santa woke up for you.
yeah,
All right, so if you had to pick one thing to ask for Christmas, what would it be?
To hang out with my family.
oh,
Okay, this kid is just too much.
He really wants that new car.
He's
yes.
really vying for that new car.
Yeah.
That is the best answer I've heard all year.
Yep, that was pretty good.
That was a good one. Are you going to help your dad do the news?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good because we do have some news to take care of. But thank you for telling us about Ghostbusters and stuff because I haven't gotten to watch it yet. So I'm excited.
It's a good movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it a super long movie?
I think it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours. It wasn't. It didn't seem
Okay.
like 2 hours.
I feel like movies now are like, all of them are like 3.5 hours. I'm like, I have time to commit to like that much. That's why I don't watch half the movies.
I was kind of worried about the length at first, but I mean, he was enthralled. So, and it didn't seem like it was that long.
Okay.
So it was worth it. It was well worth it.
Very good. All right. You're the best news helper ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over this news now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You good chilling right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, in the past few days, the biggest thing probably was the 2 indictments that were handed down on the 19th that had to do with the death of Johnny Edwards in Oak Hill.
Mm-hmm.
They had determined that he had died of an overdose and that his body was found in a vehicle at the McDonald's parking lot in Oak Hill. That was back in September. So they issued
Was that long ago already?
Yeah, it was. So they issued 2 indictments for that on November 19th, one of which was for Rhonda Stahl, which was Johnny Edwards' longtime live-in girlfriend. And then the second indictment was for Kevin Blake French, who until Thanksgiving night remained at large. They got Rhonda right away on Friday the 19th, incarcerated her. She's already been arraigned in common pleas court. She pled not guilty. She's been assigned a public defender from Columbus. His name is Gregory Myers. So whenever she went for her arraignment last week, she entered not guilty pleas, and she is being held currently in, I believe, Middleport on a $2 million bond, which
Ouch.
is 10% cash or full surety. And the state recommended that high of a bond because she's facing about as high as of a charge as you can face. She's facing an aggravated murder charge and a regular murder charge, but
How
aggravated.
does that come into play?
Well, that was one of the points that her attorney raised to say someone's guilty of aggravated murder. You have to prove intent. You have to prove that there was pre-calculation and design. And he said he would be shocked if they were able to prove anything like that, given the situation, because unfortunately, not to speak ill of the dead, but it was brought up during the court proceeding also that Mr. Edwards was a known drug user. And for him to have gone in and used these drugs would have been something that was almost an everyday occurrence for him.
Yeah.
So the one thing that these two are accused of that is easy to see is that they left Mr. Edwards' body there, knowing that he was dead. They left his body in a car. This was all found on footage at the McDonald's parking lot.
Didn't seek help for him, medical help or anything.
Right. So
Okay.
wow. He just
strange case.
It really is, and I guess Mr. French was a friend of the two, and he was on the lam for a little while, and he was captured by deputies on Thanksgiving night at about 9:30 p.m. So he's incarcerated. He's yet to be arraigned. I'm sure that will be sometime soon. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Now, this is an unrelated story, but it also comes out of Oak Hill, and it's drug related. But this just came out on Tuesday, November the 23rd, that Jackson County Sheriff's Office deputies arrested 44-year-old James Ray Perry of Oak Hill. And he's currently incarcerated at the Jackson County Correctional Facility on a first-degree felony charge of trafficking and drugs. He was awaiting his arraignment when this press release was issued. Acting in conjunction with the prosecutor, Justin Lovett, investigators busted Perry and his female passenger on Tuesday, November 23rd in the A&A truck stop parking lot, and they were selling what was believed to be methamphetamine.
Oh, my gosh.
So the vehicle he was in was impounded. He was taken into custody. They had investigators apparently had multiple successful covert buys of illegal drugs from Perry before his arrest Tuesday, so they were setting this up for the arrest. The female was identified as Christina Clark, and she was also taken into custody and was transported to Gallia County on a warrant that she had for her arrest. So those are two drug-related incidents out of Oak Hill. Now we'll move on to some news out of Wellston. This hasn't come to fruition yet, but this is something. This is part of the city's attempt to clean up their codified ordinances, which, admittedly, throughout the term of Charlie Hudson, has been kind of a mess. But this one has to do with the placement of mobile homes in the city. They had a first reading on an ordinance on November 18th. That aims to restrict the placement of any mobile home in the city unless it's in a mobile home court and unless it's 22 by 22 and is on a fixed permanent foundation. So what had happened was the city, and this was explained by the law director, Randy Dupree, he said that the original legislation on this particular thing was adopted in about 2002, and then shortly after it was passed, its language was updated to say that you were allowed to put a mobile home in a lot where one had previously been. So they assumed that the language said one certain thing, and in fact it didn't. It never was updated on the website. So when these people had come in and requested to be able to put a mobile home on a lot where one had previously been. They were technically legally allowed to do so. The city, thinking that it had been updated, were telling them no. So all this time they could have actually done that. Now they're aiming to fix that, what they had assumed had already been done with this, which we'll go through the 3 reading process because there are a couple of landlords, Rodney Winters and Jason Smith in particular, who have said that they think they should be allowed to go ahead and place these homes because that's how the law has been all these years, even though they've been telling people no. So they're going to go through the process, the 3 readings, allow these people to come in, these 2 and anyone else who would want to come in and complain, to give them the time to do so. There are several trailers in the city now that wouldn't meet these specifications, so I don't know what that would mean for those.
I'm wondering about that.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that since it's already there, and I'm
Kind
sure
of grandfathered in, maybe.
Hopefully, because I'm sure that a lot of these people probably don't have the means to completely redo their home, on a whim.
Correct.
So I don't know if that would fall on the landlord, because I think most of these homes are probably rented. So I think a lot of the actions the city's taken lately are not so much going after the residents that live in these homes. It's they're trying to take the task to these landlords that have, these sort of dilapidated, blighted structures that people are living in and don't really have any other recourse because they're poverty stricken for the most part. And what Charlie and Anthony and all these guys have said all along is that everyone deserves to have a nice home, to have running water, to have all these things that we consider basics that some of these people don't have.
Yep.
And so if they don't follow, then they'll have some actual teeth with their legislation to be able to enforce it and have fines, things like that. So that's going to take place over the course of the next couple of months through the 3 readings with that ordinance, and I'm sure there will be some complaints. And another hot topic here lately has been the situation going on with the Board of Elections and the Democratic Party in the county. So Judy Brunton was one of the 2 Democratic Board of Elections members, and she recently passed away.
Yes.
So also throughout this time, we've known that the director and the deputy director of the Board of Elections, which the director would be Joanne Evans and the deputy director Cheryl Lewis Browning, have announced their intent to retire, I think next July. And they've been seeking 2 trainees to eventually assume those positions, and they would be trained over the course of the next 6 months, starting in January.
Correct.
So apparently what had happened, and I was filled in on all this thanks to the Jackson County Democratic Party leader, Lisa Parker. She told me that, let's see when this actually happened. I believe I think this was also on the 19th. So there was a special meeting of the Board of Elections that was called, and it was supposed to only be for the certification of the general election results. That was the only purpose of that meeting. Well, after they did the certification, apparently a motion, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party had both met, or no, actually just the Democratic Party had met to pick who they would recommend to assume that position for the trainee. Because, of course, the Board of Elections is set up as such where the director is from the leading party in the county, which would be
whoever
the
the
Republicans.
governor is.
Right. And
Whatever party the governor is.
Right. And then the deputy director would be the opposite party. And then you have 2 Republican board members, 2 Democratic board members. So they were down 1, with Rodney Smith being the only Democratic board member present. So after the certification, apparently they decided they would go ahead and vote on the trainee positions. So the Republican, of course, was nominated and chosen, no problem. And then it came time for the Democratic member. Now, apparently the party had chosen Marcia Beatty as the person that they wanted to assume that role. Well, whenever Rodney made the motion for Miss Beatty, it didn't receive a second, and it died. So then the second option, which would have been Luke Scott, who is a former Wellston councilman, he now lives in Florida as a board of elections member in, I think, St. Lucie County. he was the only other option, so he received a nomination and a second and was voted in. Well, they cried foul not only because the Democrats, that is, they cried foul because the meeting was called just to certify the election results and for no other purpose. So they say that was in violation of the Open Meetings Act.
It was a special meeting then.
Right. And to take any other action other than what you specified, that's not supposed to happen. And they claim that this was done too quickly, that they didn't give them enough time to choose another Democratic board member to make this an even vote. So that turned into quite a big fiasco last week.
Oh my.
There were about 6 or 7 filings made from the Democratic Party to the Board of Elections. Notifications were sent out to the Secretary of State's office.
I'm confused how a Board of Elections member can live in Florida.
Well, he was supposed to be the new trainee
Or new trainee
for
can
the
live in
deputy
Florida.
director's position. He I think was planning to move back.
Oh.
But just as soon as, within a day of him hearing about all the backlash and all the negativity, he emailed Lewis Browning and Evans, and that email made its way to us here at the Telegram that he was declining it, saying that he didn't want any part of, whatever was going on in the political climate here in this county.
Gotcha.
So that was null and void anyway. But
oh my.
where we stand now, there is a regular meeting of the Board of Elections Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. The Democratic Party has all been advised to show up to this meeting because even though Mr. Scott has bowed out and has rejected the position, they still want addressed what happened during that special meeting that they say shouldn't have happened in the first place. They want to, I guess, just be heard on their complaints.
Okay.
So that will come out. That'll come out Wednesday morning. I'll go cover that, and I'm sure we'll have more on that story as it comes out. But this came so far up that it got to the Ohio Democratic Party, and I spoke to Secretary DeMora, and he says he's been involved with the party since the late 90s. He's been the secretary of the party since, I think, for the past 15 or 16 years. And he said it's not necessarily the law for the Board of Elections to follow through with who the respective parties, nominate for any position on the Board of Elections. But he said it's a customary thing. It's something that is almost a formality that's always been done as far as he can remember. And he was fairly outraged that this happened. Because essentially it looked like they just chose. It seemed like the Republicans chose for the Democrats in this situation.
Yeah.
So they're pretty upset about that.
So back to the replacing the seat of Mrs. Brunton.
Yeah.
Did someone get chosen for that?
Yeah. The Democratic Party had a special election not long after all this happened, and a lady from Wellston named Lilla Speakman, I believe. Lilla Elaine Speakman. She was chosen to replace Judy Brunton. And that was the Jackson County Democratic Party leader, Lisa Parker, was saying this was done with like it was an emergency type situation, whereas, Lewis Browning and Evans aren't actually leaving until next July.
So like 8 months from now or whatever.
And that 6-month training period would be ideal, but it's not necessary.
Yeah.
So why not wait until we had that other board member in place? That to her made it seem like it was done with malice, like they did this intentionally, rushed this through because they knew that the Democrats were outnumbered. Now, whether or not that's the case, that's
correct.
Who knows? But they will have their voices heard, I assume, Wednesday morning when the Board of Elections has their regular meeting.
Man, we have had some crazy election stuff. And I'm not saying through anyone's fault. I'm just saying, we had the death of a councilman, and how did that work? Because with the ballot and appointing a new one and we've just really had some wild election stuff lately.
And it was stuff that stumped people that have been in this field for 2 decades.
You and I were talking about that the other day, that, there's people that have been doing this forever that are like, I have no idea what the answer. So it takes a while to research, and it goes all the way to the top to figure it out.
Yeah, it does. And then they had the situation in Wellston where a councilman resigned after he had already had his name certified on the ballot. It was too late to get it removed.
So it's like,
Yeah, it was a confusing mess. And the service
Wild
director's
stuff.
name was on the ballot still. They as for a council seat
That's
in
right.
Wellston. So it was pretty confusing, but it all worked out, I guess. But it's always something
Hey,
new.
you
it
live and
seems
you
like.
learn every day with this election
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So, well, cool. Thank you for. He was trying to explain all this to me. What was that, Thursday or Friday or whatever, Wednesday? I don't know. And it's just like,
Yeah, and
there's
I
a lot.
I walked in Monday morning to this last week, and it was just email after email, phone call after phone call, trying to figure out A, how it worked, B, how it was going to play out.
Have to decipher it all.
Yeah, it took many hours of phone calls and emails and texts to get to the bottom of all of it. But I think I have a better understanding than most would on the situation. So,
Well, I think you do, and I appreciate you taking time to tell everybody about it and breaking it down from the top down, because it's really a confusing situation.
Yeah, it really is.
So,
but as it stands now, I mean, the Republican trainee who would ideally replace Joanne Evans is in place, and the Democrat Luke Scott, like I said, the one that was chosen, he's turned it down. So it's still up in the air about who that other trainee is going to be. That might be addressed Wednesday morning. I assume it would be.
okay.
And the Democratic Party members will be there to add in their 2 cents. So we'll see what happens from there. But either way, we have a full board now for the Board of Elections, and we'll soon have at least a couple of trainees to assume the leadership positions next summer whenever Joanne and Cheryl leave.
Well, it would be great if everyone, if it was all on the same page and everyone, and the whole thing was copacetic and everyone was, you know, working together, and that's how it should be. So,
Yep, I agree.
Yep. All right. Well, Mr. Parker, is there anything else you would like to tell our viewers while you're here?
I really, really appreciate you that you have been so nice.
Well, we appreciate you that you've been so nice. And I hope Santa finds you and gets you lots and lots of cars.
Yeah.
And phones.
The whole fleet.
If you had to get a car, what one would it be?
I have no idea.
Just a car, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd want one of those big, like, John Deere things where you can run stuff over. Or
Yeah.
a Jeep.
My papa has like this thing, like this toy thing where it's like really little, and I would used to would hold on to it, and then I would just run in the kitchen, and then I would just let go, and then I would let myself fall.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah,
Just don't break anything.
I never did.
Okay, good boy. All right. Well, Phil and Parker, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. We greatly appreciate it. And I know you're going to go see your mom now, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to take some chips with you?
I think we got 3 bags.
Oh,
in
did
there.
you get some? Okay.
The chip man already found us.
Chip man found you, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas if I don't see you.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
All right. And you know what? We have another guest coming in. One of our favorites, Miss Julz is here. So, Parker, can you say hi to Julz?
Hi.
Okay. There you go. Now she feels welcome. Yeah. Come on over, kiddo. And while we're doing that, thanks, guys. We will get to the weather forecast, which is actually looking a little bit better for this time of the year than we had last week. And today, looking like partly cloudy skies, 43 for the high and down to 31. So still getting down below freezing overnight tonight. For tomorrow on Tuesday, even warmer, 51 degrees, some sunshine in the skies, and lows of 30. And then looking on to Wednesday, about the same, 50 degrees, 43 for the low. And then look on Thursday, my goodness, 60 degrees. And,
Can you believe it?
first week of December. I mean, come on, normal.
Classic
Only-
Ohio.
Only in Ohio.
Love it.
Only. Do you turn on the air and the heat and all that in the same,
And you say, hey, is it summer?
Is it? I
Or
don't
is
know.
Santa here? We don't know.
We don't know.
Who knows?
Listen, this is why we have our weather window, and we say just stick your head out the weather window every day, and you'll know what the weather is and what to
Exactly.
wear,
Yeah.
because
You got to wing it.
you do.
You got to wing it.
You do. You do. Well, welcome. Our good friend Julz Stewart is here.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being
You
here.
look great.
Oh, you look great.
I love the color. Your fall. We're both
we
fall.
kind of like your people called my people.
You know what we did? Your people
Our people
called
called
me. Yeah. That's what happened. We don't know. We're just so busy that they just call each other.
I know. We
Okay.
just show up when they tell us. to.
Yeah. They lay my clothes out. I'm like, oh, fine. This one again.
If this is what I have to wear, fine, it's okay. But Jules, said I had to wear this
Yeah.
color, so.
It's really flattering to me. So.
So, Jules, you have on. So you are, of course, one of our, if not our finest resident barber here in town, and have your own salon now, which is so fantastic. We're so proud of you, and we love the fact that you opened a wonderful business in downtown Jackson. So thank you for that.
I love being downtown, and I love.
Isn't it fun?
I love cutting the hairs of the people.
Yes.
It's so fun. I enjoy it.
So she keeps all of the beards well groomed in
Yeah.
our area.
They don't. They walk by my door, and I'm like, God, I don't know you. Bring it in.
You need to come in here.
Yeah, and
Because
then-
I see a hair.
Yeah,
that
I
is
see
out
a
of
hair
place.
that's out, and then it's
Then
a
you do your
process.
magic.
Then
You
I do the
slice and
magic.
dice it.
Exactly. And it's like I've never seen Zohan, but I feel like it's like I've seen some previews. I feel like it's like that.
It's like that.
Maybe. But yes.
But no, you do have the Ivy Salon here in town. And where did you
Yes.
come up with the name of the Ivy?
So it's kind of a natural thing that, in nature that grows and can be kind of out of control and that is beautiful, but you have to keep it tamed. You have to keep it under control. So it's kind of,
Like beards.
like beards circling back. Yeah, it's just kind of a natural, I don't know, comparison to something that's in nature that is kind of like hair. So that's where it came up with.
I love that idea.
In the social salon
Nice
part,
parallel.
right? That's the word. Thank
Yeah.
you. The social salon part came from just the desire to have a social place for people to be. The first year I opened, we had comedy night. We had some musicians. I had like hardcore people that were playing like hardcore music. Which
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends in Chillicothe that are in that genre. I had people that came and performed rap. I had people that came and did some like acoustic country stuff. So
Yep.
we just moved the chairs and the bowls and we said, hey, here's your stage. And we had a little, a couple of shows and then COVID hit.
And then there's that thing called COVID, which
Yeah.
the social goes out the window.
It was just salon. I felt like I should tape.
I know. It's like the Michigan thing. Like we should, put the big X over
Social
it.
distance salon. I've got a rake and I'm cutting people's hair from over here. Don't shut me down. But yeah. But that's been on pause and then, hard to get that back. But,
We'll get there eventually.
we'll get there eventually.
We'll get there when the time is right.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. But in the meantime, you are still, making all the people in town looking good. What's the most famous beard you've worked on?
Oh, the most famous beard I've worked on.
Ooh.
Wow.
Or one of the coolest?
I've got quite a few. I can't say there's some VIPs that we can't disclose, but I have quite a few that have competed in like beard competitions.
Yes.
That are like braided down to like here, like to their belly buttons, that are very particular. Like if they hear the clippers buzzing, there's sweat forming on their forehead.
they're like, mm-mm.
Are you sure? And so, I hold their hand and I say, listen, it's okay. And then we trim it up. But I've had some guys that compete that are very, very proud in particular. I've had some guys that, are known for their beards, I think, in town, like mostly. I've done some people from Arch and Eddie's that are very, that's like their thing. That's their signature.
Yeah.
So, but I can't think of any particularly famous beards. Ron Sowers, who owns the Bearded Pup.
Yes.
I collaborated with him. I've done his beard multiple times.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah, his whole business is built on the beard.
Correct.
So
better be good, huh?
It was his life source he was letting me.
That's right.
So props to that.
How about Ben Davis Jr.? Have you trimmed his beard?
It's been a long time, but I have trimmed his beard.
The second best beard in the
Second most
country right
common
now.
beard in the country.
Yes,
So you can say you had a hand in that.
I did. Yeah, I
And-
did.
Well, the reason I brought him up is I just want to plug that he's going to be on the show Thursday.
Yes, we're
Oh,
super.
cool.
I love having him here. He's so much fun.
You have to ask him about. Write
Okay.
this down.
Okay.
In the Red. His days playing In the Red. That's when I knew Ben and met him. It was a band.
In the red.
In the Red. And we used to have, I had a little band and we would play shows together. There was a building downtown, right next to, right across the street from A.L. Terry's. And it was like a teen place. Do you remember when this was
Oh no.
it was like a hangout. You could play
Oh.
like games. There was pool tables and they had a little stage. I forget the name of it, but it was so fun. And we played shows there and we would just every weekend, his band would play, my band would play. We'd support each other in the Red days. You have to ask him about it.
it's on.
It's on.
In the Red.
Tell him it was me that mentioned it.
I will.
It's good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is not at all why you're here today.
Oh, it's
but
not?
it's so fun to talk about. But no, you wear many, many hats in town, and you're involved in so many different things. But you are here with your Marquet hat on today.
Yeah.
And you all just killed it with the play. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend.
It's all right. You were there in spirit.
I
felt you.
would have been there.
I was
Could
like,
I
she's
have
here.
been there?
Yes.
But no, you guys rocked it out. Had a blast.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yes.
Apple City Players we love working with them. Hilarious play. They're great. It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was good.
Absolutely. So you have something coming up at the Marquet. And again, due to COVID, many of the events last year were canceled or postponed
Yes.
or whatever.
Mhm.
So the year before that, we actually did kind of like a little fundraiser for the Marquet.
Mhm.
And last year, unfortunately, like everything else,
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
so where are we at this year?
Oh, it's on.
Like Donkey
Like
Kong.
Donkey Kong. It is on. We are back. Marquet Giving Tuesday Telethon is tomorrow night. And it's going down. And I'm hosting it with my delightful friend, the president of Southern Hills Arts Council himself, Matthew Wilson. I think you know who Matthew Wilson is.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm hosting it with him. It's just going to be him and I. Who knows? We've never done this before, so who knows what's going to happen. But we're going to be the guides through basically the entire year of the Marquet for 2022. We're going to be talking about all of the work that Southern Hills Arts Council and the board members have put in to make the year of 2022 happen at the Marquet. So
Yes.
we're going to be just talking about that. We're talking about the history of the Marquet, all sorts of stuff. It's going to be great. And it's a fundraiser. So basically, it's us sort of showcasing all the hard work that we've done and that we have in store and planned for next year, and hoping that you'll want to join and you'll want to become a member of Southern Hills Arts Council and be a part of the awesome stuff that's happening.
And that's right. And, as 2021 has been kind of hit and miss with you all being able to do events and productions and things like that, 2022, we're just like, it's going to be on, man.
Oh, yeah. We're doing it.
We're not having it anymore.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
We don't care.
It's going to be great. We're going to be just out there. There's so many talented people that are on our board, and there's so many talented people locally and people that are coming actually from all over to the Marquet next year to showcase their talent. So we're excited to give them a home to do that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, where can people tune in for this benefit tomorrow?
So this is going to be live on the Marquet's Facebook. We're
Okay.
having tons of help from your phenomenal tech genius.
Yay, James! Woo!
He's helping us make
Crowd
this
goes
happen.
wild.
His phone is been dinging lately with my
Oh, it's Julz again.
yeah, it's
Super.
Julz. And he's like, it's fine, we can do this. Okay, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, so
if
he's
anybody
helping.
can make it happen, that one can.
Yes,
He's great.
He has been awesome. So
If I say something is fine, just picture that meme of the dog in the fire.
It's fine. As long as we're all in the same boat, that's okay.
Is that like fine, like girl fine, or fine like guy fine?
Yeah.
Because girl fine is you better run.
Yeah, not the same
It's
thing.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So don't worry, James. But yeah, he's helping us make this happen. So we'll be live on the Marquez Facebook tomorrow at 6 is when we start.
Okay.
It's when the red light goes on.
The red light.
Are you tuning in?
On it. Oh, well, why wouldn't I?
Are you going to be putting on your cozy socks and, what do you do in the evening? Are you eating dinner at 6?
I never know what I'm doing.
Bump it.
Girl. It's
Clear
on.
schedule.
It's Marquez.
It's Marquez.
It's all Marquez all the time tomorrow.
That's right.
That's right. And I will put on my giving socks. How's that?
Oh, I love to hear that.
No, and okay, so people can tune into the fundraiser. So there will be entertainment, and you guys will be chit-chatting. And I mean, as if you and Matt aren't enough entertainment.
Well, we try. We do try. No, we've got such awesome people coming, and we're going to be talking about the gallery too as well. So the Marquez is a theater and an art gallery. So,
it is,
and Matt is in charge of booking all those artists, and they have a whole board and a whole committee that puts those together and curates it for the year. So we're going to be talking about that. So it's not going to be just us, being goofy or whatever. It's going to be us showcasing all the awesome artists that are coming to see us.
Well, and I think also, giving thanks back to this board who tirelessly works and gets absolutely no credit whatsoever, because they are behind the scenes. And I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way. No, I'm just saying people don't know how much work there is involved in keeping this. And this thing is kept running through a pandemic where there were no shows.
Yeah, we couldn't do anything. And we had people, but we still had people. And all of our board members are volunteers.
Yes.
And they work full-time jobs outside of working with the Marquez and Southern Hills Arts Council. But I mean, still, we had people, we had 2 virtual plays that we got to host. Mm-hmm. And we had lots of live events and stuff like that. So it's just seriously, people that are on this board are just so passionate about making sure, and they don't want money, they don't want anything, they just want you to be a part of it, and they want you to experience it and make memories, and that's why we do what we do. So it's a group of awesome people for sure.
It is, and if you sit back and think about it, we are blessed with the Marquez, and of course the Marquez has always been near and dear to my heart.
Yes, because
I grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
My dad owned the Marquez Theater when it was a movie theater for many, many, many years. And so I can remember, so I was having drinks with some of my girlfriends from high school as we, they were home for the holidays and we got to meet. And we were laughing because, so the Marquez at that time had many different screens. As Dad added on, he split, and then it ended up with 3 screens in it. And my friend Megan, I'm telling on you, Megan, her mom's going to give me a call here in a little bit. Be like, oh, really? She finds out all kind of stuff that we did on this morning show. But anyway, she was like, do you remember when we would because Dad would be working, but I would just be there and my friends would come and she was like, do you remember when we snuck in and watched, what was that movie called? The one with the rabbit where they boiled the rabbit.
Oh no. Is it scary? I don't do scary.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? With
the one, oh my gosh.
They boiled the rabbit.
Yes, it was
Is it a scary movie?
Fatal Attraction.
Oh.
She's like, do you remember when we snuck in and watched Fatal Attraction? And I'm like, I do. And I was like, we would sneak in and watch the scary movies when we were not supposed to. So yeah, it was funny. But so anyway, that's not my whole memory of the Marquez, but funny things like that now that you think about. Yeah. And growing up in the bas reliefs on the, as a little kid, you had no idea what the heck that was, but you knew there was something to them and they were cool. Yes. Which have now been beautifully restored. And so the Marquez, as I said, I grew up there. It's always meant something to me. So yeah, it is amazing how many artists and how many movies and how many, shows have gone through there over the years.
Yeah. When Matt and I joined Southern Hills Arts Council, we we knew it was an arts council, and we knew that it was, correlated to the Marquee. But
Yes.
the first thing that we kind of got when we walked in there was like a history lesson. And because everyone there is so passionate about the renovations, the history.
Yep.
And, I think we posted not too long ago on our Facebook, like an old photo of downtown where there was like a Mae West poster on the corner.
Yes.
By Lewis
That was
Drugstore.
awesome. Yes.
And I mean, it's really incredible to see. And also to have the people that come through when we're having a show. We just had John Pelletier, Rock for Tots. They
That's
did
right.
their thing. It was awesome. And, just to have people come in and first of all, not know that the Marquee's even there or that there's even a theater there.
Mhm.
And second of all, to say like, I was here as a kid, or I remember the last movie I watched here, or I remember before the renovations, and to see that, Southern Hills Arts Council, I think it was like 7 days from becoming a parking lot, the Marquee.
Mm-hmm.
And they stepped in and they said, if we can get the funding,
It was a mess.
can we make this happen? Can we, call this home and run this? And the city said, yeah. And I'll be darned, they did it. And it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal place with tons of memories for lots of people.
It is, and we are so fortunate in our area. I hope you all realize what gift we have sitting there in the middle of downtown Jackson. I mean, not too many communities have a venue like that.
That's so true. Absolutely.
And it's just the coolest.
Yeah.
So tomorrow will be what, 6 to 8? Is that what it is?
Mhm.
About 6 to 8, give or take.
Yeah. 6 to 8.
So you go to the Marquee Facebook and you guys can watch, and then you all can watch online.
Yes.
And then how can people give if they want to?
So there'll be numbers you can call in. So we'll have people working just
Like a telephone?
like a regular show, like Jerry Lee Lewis over here.
What?
Yeah, you can call in. We'll have all that information posted and linked on the Facebook page, and you can call in and you can donate. You can become members. You can even donate to specific things, specific events, or we do things like we do theater, we do music, we do art, we do all sorts of different things. If you say, hey, here's $100, I really want this to go towards children's theater, then we say, okay, you
Love
got
that.
it. And then we keep you up to date on how that money was used and what we did with it and how it, became a part of downtown Jackson and for kids or for artists and what we did with it. So
that's so good.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
it's great.
Yep. So can you give us a little sneak peek of any of the fun events that will be happening in 2022?
I can say a few of mine that I'm
Okay.
excited about. We have some really awesome, we're trying to do more cultural events this year because it's a cultural center. So
Absolutely.
I wanted to bring in these Japanese drummers. They are incredible. They're from New York, and they have these huge drums, and they come in and they perform just this whole thing. It's like dance and music all in one.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, they wear the outfits, and it's incredible. They put on an awesome performance. Taikauza drummers is who they're called. They're from New York. We have some. Of course, in January, we have a local favorite, Open Rail, which is bluegrass.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of bluegrass.
Yep.
And then we've got we're curating a lot of like competitions and stuff.
Oh.
I actually hit you up about a competition.
You did.
That we will not reveal yet because I can't quite pull it off yet. But when I pull it off, tell them it's going to be.
It will be of epic and embarrassing proportions.
It'll be one of the most incredible events that will
Incredibly
come
something.
to Jackson, and it's going to be great. Should we tell them? Should we tell them, or should we keep it a secret?
It's up to you.
I am. Maybe if I put the word out, maybe we'll get in people's ears, and it'll make people say, "Okay, I'm committing." I'm trying to have Jackson's Dancing with the Stars, and this lady right here is one of the first people I sent a message to, and it was a hostage situation. I said,
there's
hey.
just no telling her no. It wasn't happening. So
I said, guess what you're doing? And, I reached out to some other people. The timing wasn't quite right, but I still think we can pull it off if we get the timing right.
Yep.
But just a fundraiser and that's what we want to do. We want to help charities too. The Southern Hills Arts Council is a 501c3. We are a nonprofit.
correct.
So we also want to help out, people, even local people, the schools, that's what I said to you. I said, hey, if you dance and you win, you pick a charity or you pick an organization here or even a business or, the schools, whatever you want to do, that's up to you.
You don't have to worry about that. And don't you laugh, James.
I think that you'd be surprised. I think you could be one of those crowd favorites. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is that if Carol Baskin can do it, you can do it.
Exactly.
True.
She made it episode 2?
I was gonna say, yeah, she didn't last very long. That's really not very good. A good comparison.
And I'm sure that when you do it, no one will take out a commercial blaming you for killing their father.
I would hope not.
Yeah. Who knows it might be Megan. Megan might be like,
you never know.
You told my mom about Fatal Attraction.
I know, right?
Really well produced by James. She reached out.
Well, super awkward standing next to the lawyer posing.
Did your best friend reveal a secret about you
on morning television?
Yeah. Well, no more. Don't vote
Call
for Jennifer.
555.
Don't support that.
Call James Sokolov. He'll get it taken care of. He'll give you his cell phone number. Is he the one? Wait, which one? Says, I'll give you my cell phone number.
Yes.
Like, that's dumb.
I'll come to your house.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on, James.
This is all a little creepy. But anyway.
Yes.
No, the best story I told on Megan and her mother, this is the one where I really got the phone call, was when we were all, do you remember when Tender Fluff used to be out on Broadway, down across from Belicio?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one day we were, and it was really late at night, and we all got in this Tender Fluff donut fight in the middle of their parking lot.
Uh-huh.
So she and I were like, oh God. And they had this Cavalier station wagon at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. White.
Uh-huh.
White.
I see.
I mean, it was rocking.
Yeah.
So what did we do? I mean, oh my God, we're going to get in trouble. This thing's white. We can't have donut glaze all over it and jelly and stuff. So we take it to the car wash, and it's 25 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So we go to the car wash and start, hosing this thing off, and then all the doors froze shut. And we couldn't get in and we couldn't get out. So we're just standing in the middle of the car wash, like 16-year-old dumb girls. What do we do? So yeah, that was
16-year-old. Oh, so but I
we got curfew.
Yeah, the cops are gonna get us.
The cops pulling. Oh, kids, you are out past curfew. We know, but our doors are frozen. It's the donut.
It's the donut fight. It's the donut fight.
Yeah.
Just another casual girl thing. What do you mean? Were you putting them on as what was happening?
I don't even know why we got in a donut fight.
It sounds like something from West Side Story or something.
Right?
Like a gang activity.
A gang activity. We were
Who has the donut?
I've got the blueberry.
Look, see, this is what the Marquee does.
Yes.
It turns people. We bring the theater to you.
Yeah.
That's it. What happens? Donut fight.
We
Come
should
and see
do
your
Donut
David.
Fight West Side Story.
Collab.
Just turn it, take this and this and do this.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. Say
All
no
right.
more. People will steal it.
That's better than Dancing with the Stars. I'm just saying.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not, we have, I think we're going to have a short film competition that we're hosting at the
I love
Marquee.
that. And you do a lot of short films, which
Yes.
is fantastic.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we're kind of sponsoring it. My cousin and I, we have a little production company, and we're sponsoring the prize, and people have a month. They're given a prompt and a genre, and you have a whole month to make a film, and then we have a red carpet night at the Marquee where you get to watch your film on the screen.
Think that is a blast. A month is not a long time, though, to do a short film.
We've done contests and you have a week. Yeah.
Oh.
And they give you okay, so you have to put this line in, and you have to have this prop in, and then it's this genre. You want to know our line?
Yeah.
Our line was that one time at band camp.
No.
Yeah.
It didn't end with a flute, did it?
No, but our prop was toilet paper. And then our genre was horror. And we won. Sorry about it. But we did.
Sorry,
We did.
not sorry.
We won. And similar, but everyone gets the same prompt, so we can kind of see what, different visions for different things.
I love that. That's
can
such a
compete.
fun idea.
Yeah, so stuff like that. We've got all sorts of stuff that's coming.
And the good thing is, with technology and things like that, events like that are more can become more like, it used to be, unless you were super rich and had a fancy camera and fancy editing equipment, you couldn't do anything like that. But now it's just like, if that's your interest, it's not that hard to
put something
together. I mean, it is hard to put something together, but like, you don't need a ton of money to do it.
Exactly.
anymore.
You're not limited with technology. And that's Jalen he's my cousin and he's in Chicago. So he'll be zooming in for an interview for the telethon tomorrow. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about is like why it's important if you have a concept or an idea or you love it to take your phone and to do something with your phone, or anything. If you have just a regular DSLR with a video, it doesn't have to be fancy.
Right.
That's there is still art in that. And you'll still have a place to showcase that. So.
In fact, it makes it a little more fun.
It does.
That
if you
way.
can really pull something off. I mean, if the story's good and, the acting's good, that stuff, a lot of the times it's one or the other. You can carry each other. So, yeah, we're definitely encouraging people to still do it.
Do you need me to be a cheerleader?
Yeah. I wish that you had that. I wish you could play that. We had like 10,000 views on that. Do you realize that?
That was probably one of the funniest things ever in the history of the world. If you don't know what it is, we did a video for a trivia night for the brewery, and it was Nathan Kitts and my husband duking it out over basketball, and I was the cheerleader, and my outfit didn't fit. It ended up about right here, and...
And there was everything you see is like, I was
we
like,
just
okay,
made it up on the
action. And you guys just went. It was so good. It was so good. Absolutely. I think maybe we should, instead of doing Dancing with the Stars, we should have like a Whose Line Is It Anyway? And then you guys should do improv. Yes. You get prompts from the crowd. And it's Megan again. Girl, do a prompt where you don't tell all my secrets.
Can I be Drew Carey?
Yes.
That'd be great. I'd love that.
My friend Megan used to be my friend. Now she's not my friend anymore.
Oh, no. So you're telling the layers are pulling back.
Yeah. Luckily, she lives in Chicago, so her mom won't be able to accost her until probably Christmas. So.
Yeah, she's got a month.
Linda will cool down by then.
Yeah. They're just cutting the ham. Megan, it's been a month. You're lucky.
So, Megan, Jennifer was talking about you again. No, that's just kids being kids.
Yeah. It's just donut fights.
Yeah, just donut fights with the Cavalier station wagon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't everyone do that?
Yeah. I did it last week. It was a little chilly, but I mean,
Hey, it has to be chilly or you can't freeze the doors shut.
You have to have chilly weather for donut fights. It's literally in the rules.
It is absolutely 100%.
It's like its own UFC. Your own Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Is it like you've got your own signature? Like I'm the strawberry glaze with the
your finisher?
That's my.
You just show, it's just an eclair. Here it comes. I'll be Joe Rogan.
Okay,
and I'll do all the commentary.
Mediate. Yeah, okay, I like it.
That was going to be my next question. Who gets to be Joe Rogan?
Me, I called it. I'll be Joe Rogan. I'll get really, really ripped. Not that I'm not already really ripped.
Right.
You know?
But you also have to have really bloodshot eyes.
Yes, I'll work on it. I'll figure it out. I'll find a way.
We got this under control.
Yeah.
See all the things that the Marquee, sparks, all of this creativity.
And the first fight will be at the market. Yeah,
it will
on
be
the stage.
There may be Jello. We don't know.
We're
just kidding all about all that. But okay, so we have just about a minute left or so, Julz, and we want to thank you so much for coming in and talking with us today. But tell everyone, kind of recap what is happening tomorrow night. Benefit for the Marquee.
Yes.
Giving Tuesday.
Yes.
Is a thing nationwide, but we're hoping that you
tune in specifically.
Yeah.
So you're going to go to the Marquez Facebook tomorrow at around 6 o'clock, and you're going to hop on. We'll have a live video event, and it's going to be our Giving Tuesday telethon, and we're going to be showcasing the entire year of 2022, talking about the history of the Marquez and Southern Hills Arts Council, and hoping that you'll be feeling generous and join us, become members, join the fun, join the madness, and support us and support local art.
You know, that's right. And we have so many talented individuals in this area, and they should be commended and they should be supported.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if not, then they don't. What's the point?
What's the point, girl? Support.
That's
Show
right.
up.
Bring a donut.
Just bring a donut. You'll get in for free. She'll pay. I'll put it on her tab.
I can see me calling Nicole down to treat her. Hey, I need a whole bunch of donuts.
A whole
What
bunch
for?
of donuts.
Don't ask.
Yeah. Don't ask. Show up here.
It's going to be a lot of fun, though.
Oh.
No, that's good. And so tune in to the Marquez Jackson Facebook page tomorrow night, 6 to 8.
Yes.
Please give. Even if you don't want to be a member, totally fine. If you've got $3 or $5,
Yes.
just like anything helps.
Yes, absolutely. It's kind of, it feels, it's so a beautiful fancy theater, but it's really not, sort of, I don't want to say high class or uppity, but it is a literal home for all artists and everyone. It's about creating a home for these artists to express themselves. So any little bit helps, and we appreciate it so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. We
Letting me be
appreciate
on here
you.
and talk about it.
All right. Well, very good. And James, is there anything else we needed to cover before tomorrow?
Well, I'll just give a shout out. We've got some awesome people coming in this week. Like we mentioned, Ben Davis Jr. Tomorrow, Brian Moore is going to come in and talk about all the Oak Hill Christmas
Oak Hill
events
fun
that are
stuff.
happening. Phil's going to be back because Pete is taking
Because Pete
another
left us
vacation.
again.
Come on, Pete.
Yeah. And so it's just going to be a good week.
Yeah. And I think Karina will be in on Friday to
She will
talk about
the holiday market.
the fun holiday market
Right.
that's going on this Saturday at the.
I hope people in
Parks
Jackson
Edge.
County like Christmas because there's going to be a lot of Christmas happening
Dude,
this weekend.
you're going to have Christmas like
Oh, yeah.
Christmas this week.
Just body slam.
Yeah.
Jelly donuts.
Fucking
Jelly
jelly
donuts.
donuts in
I
the
mean,
face.
all of it. All the Christmas.
All of it.
But that's what makes hometowns so special. This is why people watch Hallmark movies and
Yes.
things like that. And the very things that are happening this week in our area, whether it be Oak Hill, Jackson, Wellston, all of these events are happening, Vinton County. This is what makes small towns so special. There's not been a Hallmark movie based on some ginormous city somewhere.
No,
they
and
always leave the ginormous
they
city
leave.
to come to the cute little towns like we have here in
That's
our area.
right.
And it's because we do it upright.
That's right. Diamonds in the rough.
There you go. So, all right. Well, Miss Julz, thank you so much for coming in. And we appreciate you so much. Anything that you have to talk about, come back and see us soon.
I will.
All right.
I'll make sure.
Okay. All right. I better get to dancing,
Yeah,
practicing.
get your dancing chops ready. It's going down.
All right. Well, everyone, have a great day. We appreciate y'all so much for watching. And we'll be right back here tomorrow with my awesome neighbor, and we'll harass him about that too. So have a great day, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.